Hello, welcome back to the channel, and today we are talking about curriculum vitae. It's called CV. Now what is it? It is a document you write about yourself when you are applying for a job in a particular firm, a company or an organization. So we have certain contents in a CV. But before I go into these contents, let me further explain you that your CV is a concise document summarizing your past, your existing professional skills, your proficiency and your experiences. So based upon this, your CV should demonstrate that you have the necessary skills in you to do the job you're applying for. So where does a recruiter look for such things? In the professional profile. So your professional profile, when you write it down, you have to fill it up with all those things. Next comes core skills. Work summary means your job experiences, where you have been employed, employments, how many jobs you have been going through in your life, and now you are applying to a new one. Your achievements, any successful achievement, any rewards that you have obtained, your education, your hobbies and interests, and finally the references, the people who know you and who can recommend for you on this job to that company. So this is the best outline of CV. Remember that you are not the only applicant for the job. The employer will have to go through plenty number of CVs at a time. Therefore, in your professional profile, use key terms of the said job. The employer will just go through the key terms, and if not found any, your CV will be rejected. Let us begin with the formatting of a CV. How do you format a CV? First of all, let's have that knowledge. So, to start with, if this is a piece of paper, write your name on the right hand corner on the top. And if you are holding a certain position in any one of the organizations that you are currently working with, mention that. For example, your name, and if you are a sales representative, write down sales representative. Okay. Now here the other factor is just give your contact details. Finished. Where you are from, the name of the place, the name of the place you are from, that is your address. Now your email for your further correspondence. Finished. That's all. Nothing more than this is required. Now this is your identity. Your name, the name of the place you are from, that is your location, and your email. This is the first step. After this, we will go to professional profile. Professional profile means, I was talking there before, this is your first topic of your CV. You could underline this and you could write it a big in a bold type. So, for your convenience, please see, this is a paper. On the top and right corner, your identity. Now comes personal profile. In your personal profile, what is there? It's a brief introductory paragraph that summarizes your aims and abilities. What is your aim? What is your ability? So, who you are, what can you do? Those are the things you mentioned here. So, it would be better for you to write it this way. the ways that you can follow, the things that you can include here are your skills, a little bit of it, your experience, your knowledge on the concerned topic, and then what benefits you delivered, what benefits you can deliver, benefits you can fetch for the organization. You could also give the track record, of the high profile achievements, in this professional profile. We could have like several years of experience working there. You have gained working in a number of organizations, and you have been able to dedicate your service, and you have brought yourself numerous awards. So finally you can say, I am able to what? To maintain the efficient functioning. I am able to maintain the efficient functioning of the organization I am going to work with, or of the responsibilities I will be given with. So this is what your professional profile includes. Now to summarize, let's be very, very clear that in personal profile, you need to show what experience you have, what knowledge you have, what are the skills you have with you, what benefits you can bring for the company, the track, and you could also have a proven track record of the high profile achievements that you have been able to fetch till now. And finally, in your concluding sentence, you can say, I am able to maintain the efficient functioning of the responsibilities given to me. So if you could write this much in a professional profile, this will be the first benchmark to know, to be known by the recruit that who you are actually. So this is the most important point in CV, your professional profile. Let us come to the second part, that is the core skills, and which we are going to present in our CV. When I'm talking about the core skills, remember that we have to write our core skills in the form of bulletins, because long and monotonous sentences may not be liked by the recipient or the reader to go through. They may not have enough time, because every day they go through many CVs, so they don't have enough time. So in connection to the role specific skills that you have inside you, the qualifications that you have inside you, based upon the languages or based upon other skills, like let's say the IT skills, the computer knowledge, these are the skills that you have developed besides your regular academic performance. Your education is on one side, but the skills that you have inside you is something separate. So present those types of skills in bullet forms. Like writing bulletins to show reference through your relevant skills and which is suitable for the job you are applying for. For example, if you are applying for a teacher, a secondary English teacher, you are applying for a secondary English teacher. Now, it doesn't mean that you say that you are a good mathematician. That skill of mathematics is not to be enlisted here, because the subject is totally different. Now, if you are applying for as an instructor for a swimming club, as an instructor for a swimming club, now you need not mention that I worked as a secondary maths teacher. Those two are not relevant here. So just mention the relevant skills in your CV. Like, as I already said, your role specific skills in connection to the job. Okay? Your languages, what languages you know, and what other skills that would be of help to you, please mention it. Now the next one is career summary. That is your work experiences. Unless you had an experience of working in different organizations from a very long period of time, I'm sure you won't be applying for it. That doesn't make a difference. Even if you are a new one, a fresher, it doesn't affect. But at least if you have a good experience of it, of having worked in many other organizations, that would be much more beneficial. But this should be listed in reverse chronological order. Please make a very good note of this. That is latest to oldest with plenty of details. Like number 1, number A. Before applying for the new one, where were you working? Mention that place. Okay? Your name of the company. Okay, name of the company. Okay, this is 1. Now, what were you there? What was your position? What was your position there? And from which year to which year you worked there, your time duration. Your time duration. Then your achievements. Sorry, not achievements. Your responsibilities. We'll come to achievements next, in the next column. Like, what were your responsibilities? These things will certainly help the recruiter or the organization to give you to offer you the job and give you a similar kind of job in your future. Like, they will be very happy to go for the responsibilities you had in the past, and it will be very easy for them. You know, when your CV is read, often the recruiters, they skim through the contents. So you have to be pretty clear that where you worked before, what position you are holding, what was the duration of the time you worked there, and what were your responsibilities. This is number 8. Just before applying for this new one. Now before this, where were you? In a similar pattern. In a similar pattern. Again next, in a similar pattern. So it goes on. It goes on. Latest to oldest. Name of the company, what were you there? Your position, please don't forget this. You could have been a manager there. You could have been an assistant manager there. You could have been a teacher there. You could have been an assistant helper. And the time duration, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Then your responsibilities. What were the tasks given to you? These questions should be answered in this career summary in latest to oldest pattern. Now we come to education, that is your academic qualification. So when we are mentioning about education, it's very necessary that you at least mention your the academic profile in the reverse order. Like, let's start. What is your final education? I mean, the latest education you achieved. For example, if you have a master's degree, okay. Before that, bachelor's. Then you have your schooling. So, name of the institution, here you write name of the university, college, the year you passed, and with what percentage or GPA. So, first of all comes this one, number 1, number 2, number 3. So, number 1 is name of the institution. Number 2 is, this is number 2 and this is number 3. Number 2 will be the year you passed. The year you passed. And number 3 will be the obtained GPA, or if not, percentage. This will be a clear, evident fact how qualified you are and whether you are fit for that job that you are applying for. Like usually what happens, we tend to write the schooling here, the bachelor's after that, and the master's degree here. But now the trend is that the recruiters might, the company might skim through these. They might just want to go into the final educational level. So rather than going from top to bottom, they'll just see how qualified you are. They might only read this and they might offer you the job. They might just skip the job for you also. So this is important. This order is important. Our next chapter is Hobbies and Interest. This is optional. If you think that if it is of value to the job you are applying for, include this. Otherwise, it's optional. Like what happens, sometimes when you write hobbies and interest and they are not relevant to the job title you are applying for, your application may be discarded. So think properly and apply. And in hobbies and interests, you could include anything. Like for example, if you are applying for a marketing representative, so what kind of character or what kind of nature should a marketing representative have? Probably number 1, to visit places. Establish networking. Establish public networking services. Now these 2 points could be very, very positively taken by the recruiter. But if you write here, as a sales representative, I'm a good footballer. Now that doesn't make a sense. So please be careful on this. If you think that it's going to help, add this. If not, no need. Now finally, we come to the end part of this CV. Like we seek for a job, we apply for a job, and the person who is offering us the job needs a security from us. What security can they give? What guarantee do they have that we are honest? Our CV shows us that we have got qualities, we are able to give them a good service, but at least they need for us security. So for the security purpose, we are often asked to give references. And when you are asked to give references, 1 or 2 is sufficient. But how do we give references? Like the person who knows you and has a high profile in the society, such people's references can be given. For example, name. You have to name who that person is, who could help you to talk to that company. Yes, I know this person well, so even if you give the job, there is no problem. I guarantee for that candidate. Name of the person. Professional title. What position does he hold? He must possess a good social figure. He must be a good social figure in the crowd. Address. His mobile or telephone number for further correspondence, and email. If you can include this for two people, okay, like this is A as a reference and B next reference, it will be sufficient for your CV. Ultimately, before we submit the CV, we have to have one declaration made by ourselves. And the declaration is to be written this way. Whatever profile you had written, you will be self-responsible for that. So, I hereby declare. Here is a comma. I hereby declare and am self-responsible that the profile furnished above is true to the best of my knowledge. So, nobody else will be charged on your CV. You will be self-responsible for it. So that means you should be honest. You should be honest, clear. Now, finally, before I close up, let's pack the things in this way. Keep your CV simple to be easily read. Keep the length concise in 2 pages of A4 size. Use bold headings to divide the sections like I just discussed earlier. And your CV should be read by the recruiters in such a way that they can navigate through what they want, or they can easily go for the reading process. That's your good CV. So it should be distinct, simple font, divided sections very clearly, the text are broken up in order, and concise. So if you can maintain this kind of CV, I'm definite that everyone will like your CV. Before I close this session on writing CV, let me help you understand the differences between classical CV writing and modern CV writing. So here is an example of each. This is classical CV writing, as you can go through it very clearly. And this one here is the modern CV writing. So I hope you'll catch through them and deliver the best CV when time comes. Thank you very much. Keep watching. Have a nice time.